I'll get better graphics for my videos if I start to do this a little more seriously soon. I want to talk about the next celebrity trial coming up. It's supposed to start in a couple days. They're already selecting a jury for R. Kelly. I believe his name is Sylvester Kelly. He's an R&B musician. You may have heard of him. I've never heard any of his music, to be honest, except I Believe I Can Fly. I didn't particularly like that, but he's very loved by some people. He was worth $100 million at one point, and now he's believed to be worth minus $2 million. He is being charged on a racketeering case. For those of you who don't know what that is, Michael Franzese, very famous mobster, the only one who was ever able to leave the mob alive. If you don't know of him, you can look him up. He has a channel, Michael Franzese, and he seems to be a nice guy. I read his book when he was still young, and I thought it was fascinating. He gives a lot of very good insights into what the mob life is like, and he says up front, stay out of it. So I just thought I'll put a link in for everything I'm going to mention. So why I bring that up? He agrees that the RICO charge is just about virtually impossible to fight. It allows the government so much leeway. They can bring in everything, and they pretty much have you dead to rights before the case even starts. And they're charging R. Kelly under this. So he is already starting with virtually no chance of winning. And then you add on top of it his longtime lawyer, Steve Greenberg, has just quit. R. Kelly hired two new lawyers who Steve Greenberg calls clueless with no trial experience. And I think he sees what I just cited and he wants out. Not to mention he doubts he'll be paid, I'm sure. So he doesn't want any part of that. Why a good lawyer is important? Well, if you look at what happened to John Gotti, he had Bruce Cutler, who some say at the time was the best lawyer around, and he got John Gotti off on many trials. It wasn't until they ruled Bruce Cutler ineligible for a trial that, of course, the next case John Gotti had, he lost. So the lawyer you have is very important. Just ask O.J. Simpson and many others who are able to get their clients off. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's Surviving R. Kelly. It's actually a documentary, 8 parts. I'll put a link into that. You can watch that. It's very good. I'm very critical of movies that aren't good, but this one was fascinating. I couldn't stop watching it. And it gives you a breakdown of everything that happened. He bribed someone to help him marry Aaliyah when she was only 15 and he was 27. He's now 52. That may or may not be brought up, but it's certainly known by the jury and is not good. And I'll put in a link to his interview with Gayle King. I'm guessing he thought she was a softie and he could kind of run over her. The same way people go to Oprah or Larry King. They feel they can manipulate that interviewer. And I think she knew, and so she was a little tougher on him, although she wilted in some places. And you see him just break down. I think he knows what's coming, and he's not able to deal with it. You get what you deserve, as they say. So I love celebrity trials. There was Robert Durst. They did 2 movies. One was Jinx, and another one with Robert no, what's his name? Ryan Gosling. That one was very good. I'll put those two in the links. And then I happen to be listening to Norm Macdonald, very famous comedian, and he was talking about Robert Beretta. No, what's his name? The gentleman who was in the show Beretta. Robert, his name's not coming to me. He got off as well, just like OJ, and he made a really funny bit about white people couldn't believe black people's reaction to OJ, and he didn't understand it until the Beretta star Robert got off on his trial, and then he sort of understood it a little better. He goes, now I get it. So I'll put links to all that, and I'll put another article that gives you a breakdown of what's happening in the trial. The lawyer you have is very important. I might even do another video on famous lawyers. So I think this is going to be fascinating. It's going to be wall-to-wall coverage by the media on this case because of all the tentacles that I just laid out. And it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Although I think the outcome, as I said, is already known by most. Okay, so R. Kelly. Bye-bye.